So I'm going to do something a little bit different for today's upload. Usually on ride videos I like to insert text throughout it just to keep you interested, to give you my thoughts and comments during the ride. This time though, I'm going to actually have vocal narration inserted throughout it. I've been watching a lot of Adrenaline Junkie Productions videos. They do a lot of ride videos. If you guys aren't familiar with Adrenaline Junkie Productions, make sure you check their channel out. They have some great riding videos over there. And I really like the actual vocal narration better. It seems to hold your attention better. It feels more personal to me. So I'm going to give that a shot here today. If you prefer the actual narration over just the inserted text, then make sure you guys let me know in the comments below. So without further ado, enjoy today's ride. So we decided before we got too involved in today's trail ride to do a little warm-up riding on the ice. Now I wasn't exactly sure how thick the ice was, so I didn't really want to venture on taking my big Pioneer out on it, just to be on the safe side. Yeah, Dan always wished he was a cowboy. I get no respect. Alright, warm up over, time to get on the trail. A little bit of a tight fit for the 1000. Most of these trails, and yes, there is a trail there, you just can't see it because of all the white stuff. Anyway, most of these trails I made with the 500, so it's a bit of a squeeze for the 1000 in spots, but she fits. The snow today was thick, it was wet, and all it wanted to do was stick to my windshield so I couldn't see. I figured that probably wouldn't be too good for trying to go through the woods. So I didn't shoot any of the footage, but Dan, the one that just took off there on the four-wheeler, shortly after starting, his whole muffler just completely blew apart. I mean, the silencer, the packing, everything. So for this whole ride, his four-wheeler was just obnoxiously loud. The 1000's a big girl, but she can still get sideways on cue if you want her to. We actually debated on going down this hill or not, with two of the four-wheelers only being sport quads with two-wheel drive. We was afraid we might get down here and they get stuck, but that's one of the reasons why I took the big guy and not the little 500, because I knew if we had to, we could tow them back up. And yes, my wife wasn't along today, so I crossed the creek. Which it wasn't actually that awful deep. So now that we've gone down the steep hill in the bottom, no matter what, we have to climb back out. So Dan here attempts to do it on his first run, but as you can somewhat see through the snow-covered lens, he needs a little help from his brother Tom. Tom was there though, gave him a good push up the hill.
I think I bumped this thing.
And that's what you call brotherly love there. Seth, like a champ, just right up the hill on his own.
How's my camera?
And I don't know what Tom was thinking. I guarantee he wasn't thinking, oh, I wonder if there's a bank there. Didn't hurt the Yamaha though, just bent the handlebars down a little bit, which he just bent right back up.
I'm good. I'm out. Did you get our video? I can't believe I made it.
There's some more of that brotherly love for you.
Back up, give him a bump.
And at this point, I got tired of all the snow collecting on my windshield and blocking my view.
So the windshield on the front really wasn't doing us a whole lot of good because it was getting plastered in snow. But luckily, these full Honda windshields, you can just take and put the top clamps on the top bar behind you, and now you just got a rear windshield. And now we won't have anything blocking our view.
There was one problem with doing this though, and that was the snow just pelted us in the face. Ring around the roses, a pocket full. Oh, sorry.
Now this doesn't look it, but this was a lot steeper than what you can tell on here, as is often the case when filming these things. I was a little worried the guys on the sport quads weren't gonna make it. Seth was the first one to try, and he managed to make it up fairly easy. But as you can see here, he's sliding around, and he's not popping wheelies here just to show off, but to get the weight on the back wheels for traction. And I guess Tommy just thought Dan needed another little boost when Dan wasn't ready for it. So he basically just climbed the hill, went across the top for a ways, and now we're coming back down another very steep incline to get back down to the road where we started. You gotta love the Pioneer's engine braking. Can somewhat get an idea how steep this was. But still, the cameras just never do it justice. And we're back to the creek crossing. Time to head for home. We basically just did a big loop. And now comes the long climb out of here. It's not so much that this climb is steep, but it's very long. So by the time you get to the top, you're losing your momentum, especially in the snow. So Seth's going to be the first one to attempt it here. We actually thought we were going to have to pull him up, so I started to get the straps here ready, but Seth's like, nah, I can do it. So he hit her hard, including the Pioneer tire. And I think here, had I gone first instead of waited to see if they needed pulled, they probably would have done better, because I would have dug in the snow a little bit more and got them better traction to climb. Seth only made it about 2/3 of the way up, and Tommy had to go give him a push the rest of the way. But Seth and Tom had chewed up the trail enough that Dan then, as he tried, was able to get good enough traction to bore his way up. And of course the Pioneer, it's big, it's heavy, it has 4-wheel drive, and went up no problems. But you can see here where the Sport Squad really were chewing up the trail as they climbed their way up, fighting for traction. Time to let the other fellers lead for a while. They can follow my tracks back, so I thought I'd let them just rip ahead of us. Use them sport quads for what they were made to be used for. So they took the trail that we originally came on, but I knew a shortcut, so I was going to take the quick way around and get ahead of them again. Don't know if you could actually call it a shortcut, but it was a quicker cut. I think we all have a little bit of hearing loss after riding with Dan all day. You think, Captain Obvious? Well guys, that's going to pretty much do it for this ride here now as we descend back down to the house. Thanks for joining in with us today. Make sure to tune in next week as I jump back in Project Zippy some more, hopefully get the rest of her tore down, start getting her cleaned up, and then we can go over the motor and start putting her back together. And if you're new to the channel, before you leave, don't forget to like this video, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you never miss out on any shenanigans in the future. Make sure you guys comment below if you like the narration over the actual text. And until next time, guys, keep on riding.